Morning. Today here on Simple Man's Barbecue, you got Mustache Matt making some hot beef with a nice beef shoulder, and I'm going to go through all the steps I do here to make this, and it's going to turn out really well.
A Simple Man's Barbecue.
So this is a 24-pound beef shoulder here. Just going to trim a little layer off. Don't want too much fat on the top here.
Is there fat like that? A fat cap on the other side?
Nope. Oh, and we definitely want to get the silvery lining here off. That's not that good. It's gonna make a tough hot beef sandwich at the end if you leave that. Okay, just a little bit more here. And all these scraps are not going to any waste here by any means. I feed all this to the chickens. Okay, that little piece can stay. That's good. The other side looks good. All right, so this is just a simple beef stock. Add that to the bottom. I buy bouillon in a cup, so it was about a half a cup. Bouillon. All right, so we got whole oregano here. We're not shy. That's good. This is basil. Okay. Granulated garlic. All right. Onion powder, or onion granulated. All right. And this is salt, sea salt, and black pepper in the NutriBullet, and just blended it up. Put all that on top. Very simple here, okay? Now, last ingredient, fresh parsley. Now this is fresh parsley that's been frozen, and we're very generous with the parsley. All right, that's it. We're gonna put it in the oven, 350 degrees. Check internal temp. We wanna go for like a medium to medium well for doneness. I'm gonna cool it overnight in the fridge. And I want it to be, the meat to kind of really come all really back together, and it's gonna perform much better in the slicer that way. So before you put this in the oven, you want to put down a layer of parchment paper and then your tin foil over the top of it. The parchment paper helps prevent the spices from eating through the tin foil. This is the next day, and we cooked the beef in the oven. And as you can see, I did not put down the parchment paper as I explained earlier. And this is what happens. The foil gets eaten by the spices, and hence you need parchment paper. So we're gonna go through here and now remove any pieces of foil that is on the top here that are come through, because we do not want to eat that by any means.
So how long did the cook take?
The cook was about 3 hours in the oven, and after it was done cooking up to temperature to about medium rare, I shut it off and just left it in the oven. And it just sat in the oven the rest of the afternoon until it cooled, and I then placed it in the fridge overnight. So obviously it's got a nice little crust of fat on there. I will get rid of this fat here and put this in a container. Discard that, and we're gonna save the rest of that Au Jus. I got another little kettle of Au Jus going here on the stove, and this will be added to that. I'm just warming up a very concentrate of spices. Oregano, same thing I put on that, the parsley, the garlic, and we'll add that to the packages as we package it up here and freeze it for future uses. So then we're going to cut this in half here and slice this up here on the meat slicer. So I'm just going to cut it directly in half so it's more easy to manage on the meat slicer.
So when did you start making hot beefs?
I've been making hot beefs, wow, for close to 15 years now. I was working in a restaurant that actually made these from scratch, and I never worked at a chain restaurant, let's just say. And that's how I got these recipes, from cooking in the restaurant. So this is how the beef looks. Yeah, it turned out pretty good looking there, and it being cool right now is going to slice really nice on the machine. So.
So did you have this in the fridge?
Yes, this was in the fridge overnight.
Man, that looks good. That smells even better.
So these spices, I'll scrape all this off for now because this will just make a mess, and I will strain the Au Jus because who wants to eat in their sandwich a ton of spices? Not me. So I scrape it off, but that's a concentrate, and I will run all the Au Jus through a small screen here before we package it up together. So we'll put this on the slicer here. Now you want to slice against the grain, so we want to slice with this direction here, because you can see if I slice the other way, this way, it's going to give me long strips of the meat. So we're against the grain right now, and so we're going to want to slice this like this in the machine. All right, maybe a little bulky here. I may cut this in half here just to make it more manageable. It's only a 10-inch meat slicer I have. It's not a 12 or a 14 like you'd have in the restaurant. So if we look at it now this way, the meat grains are going like this. So if you slice, you'd have long grains. We want to cut it like this. So, and your sandwiches are going to be small anyway, so we're just going to do this. So this meat slicer here, let's turn it on. I'm just going to wipe my fingers here so I don't get everything gooey. And here we go. Adjust this a little. Just gonna adjust this just a little bit. A little too much there. All right. I like a little thinner meat slices. This is ready to go over here. We get rid of some of that fat. Add this hot mixture to this mixture. All right, let that.
So how much liquid do you say is there? Like 3 gallons, 4 gallons?
Probably 2.5, maybe 3 gallon in here, I would say, of actually Au Jus. That's about what we're gonna need for. I like my hot beefs nice and juicy.
And then you had about 22 pounds of hot beef?
There was 24 or 23 pounds of total hot beef that we had. Now it's sliced, and obviously it's reduced a little bit in size due to the fat being gone. Just now melting that little bit of fat that was on the top of there because that mixture was warm. I'll add a couple ice cubes here in a few minutes just to kind of stretch this out a little bit more with basically water. And we'll start packaging this up in some Ziplocs. And then I'll freeze it and we're good to go. All right, we're just straining this so we can have, should probably grab a spoon. Here's my spoon. This in the kettle here will now be the Au Jus, and this up top is just basically concentrated spices and a lot of fresh parsley, and there we go. We'll put that back in here for now. We will keep using this as we're going through, and we'll just use a spoon here to get it out of there. We'll be set. Well, we got our hot beef going on right now. We're actually going to make some broccoli with a little cheese sauce, and we got our curly fry, just like they make at your fast food restaurants. The Winky Brothers pickles right out of Door County, Wisconsin. These are the best pickles. Now this is their Russian pickle, which I've just tried, and they're nice, a little sweet, got a little onion flavor to them. Very good pickle. These are gonna be served on a local bun right out of Cardinelli's Bakery here. Cousin's Bakery. It's one of my cousins, so you gotta buy their bread. Cardinelli's Bakery right out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. We're gonna toast the bun a little bit on the griddle here, and yeah, it's gonna be good. We cooked a lot of bacon on the griddle earlier, so a little bit of bacon fat on the bun with our hot beef and the cheese. I think it's gonna be pretty tasty.
Oh man, it's gonna be good.
So we fried our fries once. We're gonna let them sit for a little while here. Some people will chill them and bring them back in. We're gonna let them sit, kind of cool, and over the top of the thing. And then we're gonna dump them back in for one more fry, and that will kind of really crisp them up really good. We got a 2-year-old cheddar here. We're gonna put over there. We're gonna have a nice fresh cheddar from Wisconsin, grated right over our broccoli. Who needs Velveeta? No one. What we just put our buns on the griddle there, cooking a little bit of bacon fat from testing all that bacon that we had sliced earlier today. It's gonna be pretty tasty, and yeah, this is about ready in a couple minutes here. As soon as those toast up. Did you try a pickle yet?
Not yet.
You could try one. I'm sorry I'm using my fingers, John, but whatever. I've touched everything else earlier today. What do you think? Crisp? Slightly sweet? Huh? Pretty tasty.
These are some good pickles.
Pretty good, huh?
Those are really good.
Really good. Would you like to try a jalapeno pickle by now? Same company. This plate's gonna have the mystery 2 pickle.
So the first pickles were sweet and nice and crunchy. And how do you think these compare?
They're sweet, but they're a little spicier. Just slightly. Same ingredients, but they do have jalapenos in there instead. The other ones did not. And these are their jalapenos, and they do make a habanero, which is much hotter.
Oh, these are pretty good too.
Time to drop these back down for their final cook while I'm dishing everything else up. We got hot fries. We get our hot beef going. We got plenty of Au Jus. Now, me personally, I like my buns a little slightly soaked. All right. We can't forget the cheeses. We need more cheese. So, we're gonna top this with, maybe a little crazy, but we're gonna get a little mozzarella. This is mozzarella, okay? Slide the top off to the side. This is a mozzarella. They have been opened. Yes, I know what they are. This is an Asiago. Asiago. All right, and lastly, we're going to top it with a little bit of Munster bacon. Straight out of Wisconsin, Stone Ridge cheese, very good brand. That's what the rest of those brands are there also that I just opened up. Yeah, that one gets a little extra bite there. Alrighty. So we're going to put a little bit of homemade giardiniera, with hot peppers on this sandwich here. Yeah, things get a little crazy sometimes. Oh yeah.